Hello and welcome. Today, we're taking a look beyond the red carpet and the big screen to explore the real life of one of Hollywood's most thoughtful and talented actors. You know him as Spider-Man, you cried with him in Hacksaw Ridge, and you sang along with him in Tick, Tick, Boom! He is Andrew Garfield, and his life off-screen is just as interesting, quirky, and heartfelt as the characters he plays. From strange run-ins with music legends to a childhood dream come true, here are some of the most fascinating facts about Andrew Garfield. Before he was a star, Andrew Garfield was just a kid trying to figure things out. He was born in Los Angeles to an American father and a British mother, which gives him dual citizenship. But when he was just 3 years old, his family moved to Surrey, England, where he was raised. Interestingly, acting wasn't his first passion. Growing up in a sports-obsessed household with a father who was a swimming coach, Andrew was a gymnast and a competitive swimmer. In fact, he was so good that he once placed third in a regional 100-meter butterfly competition for under-13s. He was also into rugby and cricket, but he eventually realized the intense training wasn't for him. He has said he wanted to go be a punk with his friends instead of having a coach sit on his back while doing splits. His first job, a barista at Starbucks in London, but he wasn't very good at it. He kept getting moved to different locations because he would sit down in the stockroom on boxes of coffee, not understanding that he wasn't allowed to take a break. And his very first paid acting gig wasn't on the stage or in a prestige drama. It was a Spanish commercial for Doritos, where he had to play air guitar with a chip. He made about $3,000 for 2 days of work and thought he had truly made it. It's hard to believe now, but Andrew Garfield's path to stardom was paved with rejection, for the most absurd reasons. Before he landed his breakout role in The Social Network, he was initially asked to audition for the part of Mark Zuckerberg. But director David Fincher took one look at him and decided he was too good at wearing his heart on his sleeve to play the emotionally guarded Zuckerberg. Instead, he was cast as the loyal, wronged friend, Eduardo Saverin, a role that earned him critical acclaim. But the most brutal rejection came when he auditioned for the role of Prince Caspian in The Chronicles of Narnia. He was convinced this was his big break. He was obsessed with getting it. When he didn't get the part, he pestered his agent until she finally broke the news. "They don't think you're handsome enough, Andrew." It was a crushing blow, but clearly it didn't hold him back. Of course, Andrew did eventually land a pretty big role, Spider-Man, and this was a childhood dream come true. He has said that Spider-Man was his hero growing up, and there's even a viral photo of him as a kid wearing a Spider-Man costume his mom made for him. He approached the role with the intensity of a fan, studying the movements of spiders and athletes to make his performance authentic. Now, for a truly bizarre story from his early days in Hollywood. After landing his first big film, Lions for Lambs, a young Andrew went to a party to celebrate. The party was hosted by music icon Prince. Andrew overindulged a little too much and ended up getting sick. In a moment of sheer mortification, he stumbled into a bathroom, which he later realized was Prince's private bathroom. He threw up blueberry pancakes that Prince himself had made for the party. And to make matters worse, he had to walk past Penelope Cruz and Salma Hayek to get to the bathroom line. Before they were famous, Andrew shared a house in Los Angeles with a group of fellow struggling British actors. It was basically the Justice League of future heartthrobs. His roommates included Robert Pattinson, Batman, Eddie Redmayne, Newt Scamander, Jamie Dornan, Christian Grey, and Charlie Cox, Daredevil. They were broke, they would help each other film auditions, and they weren't even jealous if they went up for the same role. Finally, Andrew Garfield is known for his incredible emotional depth, which comes from a real place of vulnerability. He was extremely close to his mother, Lynn, who passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2019. He has spoken beautifully and publicly about grief, even appearing on Sesame Street to help children understand loss. He's also refreshingly honest about life's big questions, whether he's talking about the sorrow of potentially not having children or his openness to the mysteries of life. So, from an air guitar Doritos commercial to an Academy Award-nominated actor, from being told he wasn't handsome enough to becoming a superhero, Andrew Garfield navigates his life with a rare mix of humor, humility, and profound sensitivity. He's a reminder that the most interesting stories aren't just the ones we see on screen, but the ones lived behind the scenes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.